Sweet, looks like we're good. Shrink that just a touch, make sure that we can still see. All right, looking at this team, this might actually be a really good one for Mega Floette. So the team is either Mega Tyranitar or Mega Floette. Not looking like a great T-Tar matchup, so this will be a really good one to show this off. We are a Scarf Rotom, so being able to burn both the Garganacl and the Kingambit looks like it's going to be a really strong lead. That also helps buffer our Mega Floette defense. Let's see. Corviknight's going to give us speed control. We should be the fastest thing. Anti-trickery measures, just keeping Mega Floette alive. And then Sash Excadrill without Sand just might still be the safest option to the rest of the team. This is really good into everything except Rotom Wash. All right, so game plan is just going to be Rotom Wash needs to get removed by Floette, and Excadrill should be pretty clean position to sweep after that. Honestly, this is a really good position for us. So we can just Volt Switch into the Arcanine. And even if, as long as we pick up the Rotom Wash, even if Mega Floette goes down here, that does absolutely its job. Okay, Arcanine protects, that's fine. Not quite enough for the one shot, but that's still really good damage. Joke's on you. What did you trick on? Choice Scarf for Choice Scarf. Which means that Rotom is actually just stuck. Okay, so it's stuck in a trick. It can only trick Choice Scarf onto my Rotom or fail into Floette for the Mega Evolution. So that's fantastic. We're now just going to Volt Switch here and Dazzling Gleam. You're a really slow Scarf Rotom. Yeah, because we know we're faster. Actually, we're just going to Volt Switch into the Rotom and protect. This will let us bring in the Sinistcha, heal up some damage. We could bring an Excadrill, but just keeping that Sash intact, not knowing what that Arcanine's going for. And that extra HP is just so nice. Perfect. All right, Garganacl. This is actually a pretty good spot here. So we can... Is it even worth Rage Powdering? Arcanine's not going for... Yeah, we're just going to Machigacha. And let's just get damage down into Garganacl. Perfect. So didn't need to use a Rage Powder. That was already going in there. And probably a Salt Cure. Oh, Heavy Slam. That's fine too, because now we get to bring in our Scarf Rotom and our Sash Excadrill. And we can now just EQ next to our Rotom and just put out some good damage with the Rotom. Got to see what else my opponent has potentially in the back. Probably going to want to preserve that Arcanine. Let's see. Because there's either a Kingambit, a Meganium, or a Gardevoir in the back. So I guess I'm expecting there to be a Meganium switch coming out here somewhere. Yeah, and Overheat's just going to cover for everything the Earthquake doesn't, so... Nope, okay. They left the Arcanine in. Oh, that's not ideal if this Arcanine's faster, but it's not. Okay, great. Quick 2-hit knockout, and now all that's left is this final Pokemon. I'm assuming to see a Mega Meganium here, which ironically means my opponent probably doesn't want a Mega. It's that or a Gardevoir. Yeah, Meganium. Okay. So I would actually just like to protect and see what they do here. See if we can just get a little more chip, because they're definitely not gunning down the Rotom here. Great, and they do Mega, so now our Iron Head's super effective going back into it. Oh, and this is so cool, that Mega Soul ability. All right, clean it up with an Iron Head. Should be game over here. That was fun. That was a really good showcase of the Mega Floette. It's got some really good damage output. It's not picking up one-shots unassisted, so it needs a little bit of a boost to really lay down that damage, but Fairy Aura gives Light of Ruin a pretty incredible amount of damage. Sweet. All right, on to the next one. Oh, all right. We've got another Mega Floette. Okay, this is really fun. Okay, so Mega Floette really doesn't like the Sneasler. Should be a fun and interesting mirror. So Excadrill is for sure going to be really good into half of my opponent's team here. Corviknight, unironically, might be really good into the Garchomp, and really another that's okay. That's good into the Sneasler, the Garchomp, and the Sinistcha. The only problem here again is the Rotom Wash. So if we can use our Mega Floette or our Mega Tyranitar to clear up the Rotom Wash, that's going to leave Excadrill and Corviknight in really good spots. So this, I'm leaning more towards a Mega Tyranitar match here. It's also going to help us chip that Sash on Sneasler. So what if we lead this, and we've got Corviknight in the back. So this gives us the burn opportunity into all of their physical attackers. Excadrill can threaten the one-shot onto Mega Floette. Yeah, I like that. We lose our redirection support, but I think that's okay in this matchup. Okay, Sneasler and Incineroar. Safe. Double fake out. This also threatens some coaching shenanigans on the side. But we can do that. And yeah. So I assume a fake out goes into the Excadrill, assuming I would do a switch in to the T-Tar. But if I can switch into that slot, there's either a Dire Claw. Nope. Okay, went into the Rotom. I was thinking there was either a Dire Claw or a close combat going into this slot, which I would outspeed. Nope. Straight up called it. Okay. And then are you going to be White Herb? Because I plan to Focus Sash. Yep, and there's the White Herb. Okay, so now Sneaser's going to be the fastest thing on the field. Not ideal. I think that was lost on turn 1 right there. All right, so if I switch this at least gives us an unintimidated Excadrill. We can throw out those Earthquakes. That's going to pick up on the Sneasler. And I think I just want to Volt Switch out into the Incineroar. Let's get some damage off. Yep, that's fine. Just brings us down to Sash. Really looking for a double knockout here. I think that'll get us back into a really good spot. Okay, and 23% should be enough for Volt Switch to pick up here. Nice. Okay. Corviknight gets to come in. Now we get to do some shenanigans over here with some being the fastest thing back on the field again. Okay, that makes sense. And Floette. So I think I'm pretty safe to just protect this turn. Let's see, we've got 3 more turns of Sandstorm left, so they can't quite stall that out. And then we're just going to Brave Bird into this Sinistcha. This is a very defensively invested Corviknight, so this Brave Bird isn't going to do a ton of damage. But we can just get some damage off into this Sinistcha. Depending on how they train this Floette, we're going to underspeed with our Excadrill outside of sand and overspeed in sand. So I don't foresee them wanting to do anything with Trick Room here. Yeah, and there's the Protect. Okay. Yeah, Matcha Gotcha. No burn? No burn. For no attack investment, that still does some really good damage. No Citrus Berry? Yeah, Citrus Berry. Okay, makes sense. But that looks like it's one Brave Bird away from picking up. And I don't even have to risk being out here right now. No, we'll outspeed. This is a safe EQ. Mega Floette doesn't have any, if at all, defense, so this is still going to do good damage, even though it's not super effective and it's spread. And then as long as I can pick up Sinistcha, we're able to clean up in the end with Rotom. Perfect. Okay. Excellent. That's what we wanted to see. No damage on Corviknight. And then Brave Bird will pick up here, and now we're the fastest thing with Rotom again. Yeah, that sand chip is just so devastating. All right, we don't need to risk the miss. Floette is not dropping both of these Pokemon that resist its fairy moves in one. So Thunderbolt, Brave Bird will seal it up. Nice. This team is doing quite well. I think this is what, 8-win streak? Yep, in the Great Ball 1. Okay, another sand team. So our Corv is going to be really good. Our Rotom is going to be really good. These are going to be crucial. Got to get burns off. So what I think I actually do here is we're going to lead off Rotom. Excadrill is going to be the biggest problem, but that leaves me the ability to bring in Corviknight. So I actually think I can go Excadrill, Floette, Corviknight. And we lead Rotom, Excadrill, trying to threaten some of their sand if they bring it. And we're perfectly fine if they don't. That just lets us burn things with Rotom. And then have Floette in the back for a sweep. Because if they don't bring sand, Floette's the fastest thing. All right, I like it. Perfect. There's the T-Tar Excadrill, just like we thought. This is a pretty free Will-O-Wisp and Earthquake. Okay. I'll take that too. All things we want to burn. All right, and we are Jolly Max Speed Excadrill. Okay, and they are also sashed. But that's either we won the speed tie or we are just the fastest thing on the field. Nah, missed. Okay. That is unfortunate. Okay. Will-O-Wisp again. And we'll protect our Excadrill this time. So there's a really good chance that's a Sand Veil Garchomp, increasing its evasion. So this Will-O-Wisp is definitely going to struggle to hit, but should hit it after 2. Famous last words. Yep. Got him on their protect. We really just need this. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I think this is just time to bring in Corviknight now. and we'll spam another EQ. So they're forced to switch out their Excadrill. Looks like we are the fastest. That was 2 turns in a row. So we will pick up the Excadrill here if they don't switch it out. Otherwise, they're just going to be eating another EQ somewhere. Watch my Earthquake miss Garchomp. Yeah. This is pretty free now. Okay, so we aren't threatened by anything on the field here. And so we get to just set a Tailwind and Mega and Dazzling Gleam. Sinistcha can try to redirect, doesn't matter. This Dazzling Gleam is picking up everything but that T-Tar on that left slot. The only issue is them setting Trick Room, but I doubt they would do that given that they've got the sand advantage right now. Rage Powder, perfect. Not threatened by Trick Room at all this turn. Hope Garchomp likes a Dazzling Gleam. This Garchomp Sandveil has been doing absolute work this game. My goodness. Dodging 2 Will-O-Wisps and a Dazzling Gleam. Well, what could possibly go wrong? Miss another Dazzling Gleam? Let's just see it. All right, there we go. There's a Protect. Get rid of the Sinistcha, and then we should just be gunning down everything else. Cool. I don't know what you're thinking about. This is a pretty clear T-Tar switch in. There we go. Yeah, that's a clean switch into T-Tar, which isn't great for us right now. So what we want to do is we're going to stall this out. Is it worth Draining Kissing? You know, I do think it's worth Draining Kissing into the Garchomp. I have to risk this miss, but that extra HP should be able to keep me alive against a Rock Slide. T-Tar usually just runs Rock Slide, Crunch, Knockoff, or Low Kick. So great. Got into the Protect too. One of these moves, please hit this Garchomp. Let's keep it going. Oh, this is great. Okay. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. Wow. That Garchomp has taken exactly 1 Earthquake this match. Nothing we can do about it. Let's just keep laying. At this point, I got a Will-O-Wisp and survive. They can't get through Corviknight. We just have to actually land some attacks. Oh, Pokemon. Fine. Oh my goodness, we landed a Will-O-Wisp. And now Rotom goes down to a Rock Slide. Yeah. That's fine, I think. They're not doing enough damage anyway. I just need to get rid of this Garchomp, so I need damage this turn. If we miss again, I'll set up Tailwind again to try and stall out another turn of Sand and just pray we get some damage onto this Chomp. Yeah. If that's all that you can do, we're actually going to be in a decent spot here. Just, there we go. Need to land a few attacks into this Garchomp. Two turns left to Sand. Man, I think, man, this is so boring. I think I Protect, and then I think I Roost. Because I can't Roost with Tailwind, otherwise I'm threatening a knockout on myself by giving myself ground weakness. Yeah, and now we Roost. Man, that Garchomp dodging 2 Will-O-Wisps, 2 Dazzling Gleams, and a Draining Kiss is looming large right now. Perfect. There's our Roost. And that is the last turn of Sand, so they have to give up something in that left slot. They can Protect. So let's see, they can Protect Garchomp in that left slot and then switch in Excadrill. No matter what, this is going to be a really passive turn for my opponent, so I think this is where I get to set Tailwind, and I get to be in the driver's seat here. Nope, didn't. Okay. As long as Garchomp doesn't Protect, we're going to start picking up KOs here. Excellent. They gave up Sand, which didn't really matter for the speed control, but it did matter for Garchomp dodging everything that was perfectly accurate under the sun. Love mirror armor. See if I can bait out a protect from this Excadrill. Really, I just need to do one Brave Bird into it and then Roost Games into Tyranitar, and I should have this. One other thing to notice is that this game has its own timer, and it's really slow to do button inputs. So when it goes back to my select screen, I've been on one Pokemon for so long that I have twice the time left that my opponent does. And there's actually a win condition here that I can win this game now because my opponent just has to take so much longer to input their moves. Sweet. Okay. So now we've got Excadrill out of the way. It's 1v1 against a burnt Tyranitar who isn't getting past Roost. Perfect. That means I am safe to Roost. Man, normally double battles is way faster than this. This turned into stall. Disgustingly quick. And we've already gotten my opponent down to -1 with that crunch triggering mirror armor. So our Brave Birds are just going to be doing a little bit more damage. I think I want to do one more turn here, just burn up some PP, hit a Tailwind, and then we're going to start throwing down some Brave Birds, and we'll clean this thing up. All right. Tailwind. A true miracle indeed. This was painful. All the misses that we had in Garchomp in the sun or in the sand. All right, let's see how pitiful this damage is. This T-Tar is at -1, and we have no attack investment into this Corviknight. Nice. Okay, that's a 2-shot. Plus burn chip, we are in the clear. Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? I mean, technically the right play here is protect and then Brave Bird, but this is drawn out long enough. I'm good. I want a new game. Nice. All right, RNG. Maybe I need to go shiny hunting after that. I think I'm owed. That's one way to get into Ultra Ball. You know what? I put that match in the L column probably at the second Will-O-Wisp miss. Yeah, I think you're right. For sure after the Draining Kiss miss. Man, that was wild. I think that there's something to be said, though, about just identifying that Corviknight was really good into the rest of that team and just knowing that that was going to be a game plan in the end. As soon as we got rid of, I don't even remember what the one thing that threatened it was, Rotom probably, we were going to be in an alright spot. And sorry, I'm skipping cutscenes. All right, let's see if we can get to Masters with this. I'll put the should do that next. I'll put the team rental code down in the comments so anyone that wants to use this can use it. Okay, this is a really fun team, and I was actually building something similar to this. Charizard and Tyranitar. With Charizard running Weather Ball, it gets access to a Rock move, which beats the Charizard Mirror that it usually struggles with. That's going to be tough for our Rotom if they're able to pull that off, but we are Scarf, going to be able to do good damage with our Electric move, and that's about all that's good into. Really, we want to see a lot of burns come out of Rotom into Garchomp, Sneasler, and T-Tar. All right, so what are we thinking? This isn't a great one for Floette with Arcanine and Charizard. And Sneasler's just going to pick up a one shot. So, Mega T-Tar. I think that just means we lead our Excadrill, Rotom. Do we want Sinistcha? Because Corv is good into Garchomp. Sinistcha's good into Sneasler. Corv's also good into Sneasler. I think we want to have that speed control at the end. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, just no more Sandvale Garchomp misses. That was painful. This is either Tailwind or Fake Tears. Regardless, I don't like it. Okay. Yeah, so they stayed in. Luckily, there's nothing that Charizard can do to pick up a KO on either of these Pokemon. If it's Fake Tears, it's resisted into Rotom. If it's Tailwind, cool. You get to go first. Cool. Heat Wave. No, even better. We just get this Volt Switch off for free, get to bring our Tyranitar in, and now we're looking pretty. So, important to note that Whimsicott probably has Sunny Day, so we need to be able to play around that. But we broke Sash. So if Whimsicott does use Sunny Day, it can't attack, which means Excadrill gets to Iron Head it for free. And no reason not to Mega here. He said super not confidently. Okay. That's totally fair. Show me Sandvale. Okay, that's an option. Should have seen that coming. That is absolutely Sandvale. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we do get to have a free protect this turn. Fine. And then Corviknight or Rotom. We can fish for burns. We've seen how poorly that goes. We'll just do Corviknight. Because then this gives me the opportunity to bring in Rotom in the other slot. Great, Corviknight catches that beautifully, and I don't really care about a special attack drop. Beautiful. Look at you, Corviknight. We're going to have to give Corviknight a better nickname after that ridiculous pullout. Brave Bird and a Whimsicott should be pretty safe. Yeah, there's the sunny day. Garchomp's not dodging stuff now. Oh, thanks, Garchomp. Take out that Whimsicott for me. Help reduce the recoil. Oh, even better. Even better. You know, I'm mixed on champions. So I do think that it's in a good spot for what it was meant to be. I think the battles are really good. I think the held item restriction that we've got and the limited megas that they've given us, that leaves a lot to be desired. But for the point of it just being a battle only game, I think it's doing its job. Now, does that mean we could ask for more from it? Yeah, and I think we should. But I think for where we're at right now, it's not too shabby. I think we just protect. We're gonna bait out whatever Arcanine's gonna throw at us. Really, I wanna pin this in here so that I can bring Tyranitar in. And I know that they've got Charizard in the back, and I don't want to give them Sun again. Finally landed a Will-O-Wisp. Dragon Claw, Rock Slide. Okay. Ooh, play rough. Trying to bait the T-Tar switch. I almost gave it to him too. And then what we can do is now threaten the Tailwind. Corviknight's bulky. It's not taking a flare blitz from 2/3 though. So let's see what we can bait out. Oh, why did I ever doubt the king? My goodness. And then he flinched, so that was all for naught, but that's fine. Yeah, I'll put a rental team down below. As soon as we get out of this match, we'll go over what the team looks like. So, I mean, I feel like I'm about to get wrecked by this Arcanine. I think this absolutely needs to happen. We just need to try and bait something out in Tailwind. Yeah, absolutely. So this is the first of many formats. That item limit is going to be very, very limited. And they're going to keep adding more items. Like they've already got the choice scarf in there, so we're going to see choice band, choice specs, more things are going to come out. Z crystals are going to be a thing, so naturally they will be adding more items. Yeah, that item restriction is only here for a little bit. And once we get more items, I think we'll be in a much healthier spot in the format. All right, does our opponent know that I have Roost? And are they gonna go for an Earthquake and ruin my life? Because I really want to just sit here and Rock Slide. Yeah, because I want to catch that Charizard on a switch in. Good enough, great. Potential flinch chance on the Garchomp, but really that Garchomp is still Sandvale. I'm gonna play every game as if that Garchomp is Sandvale after the last game. As long as I don't EQ. Sweet. I think this one's about done. Okay, so Charizard comes in. It's already at half health. What do we think? The obvious play here is for me to switch out T-Tar. I don't think there's a reason to do that. I think we can get to comfortably Rock Slide, Brave Bird. Where do I get to see my stats? So I want to make sure 87 times 2 is definitely over Charizard. Cool. That actually doesn't matter because we've got Rotom on the back. So no matter what, we're just going to gun down Garchomp now. Give myself the ability to lock in electric move. Great. And that's true. Making the format so simple to begin with does allow it to be a lot more accessible to new players, and then they can slowly get access to more items. That's a fair point. That's pretty daunting to come into a format and just see hundreds of items and you don't know what any of them do. All right, let's see if I can whip this out in a rental code, and I'm going to drop that into chat. Nope, nope, nope. Don't continue battle. Nope, nope. Cancel. All right. Where are we at? Menus. So I go to box. I did this earlier today, and now I need to figure out how to do it again. That's renaming it. It's recruiter, it's train. Replica teams, there we go. All right, share battle teams. And then we're going to share team 2. All right, so this is what I've got right now for the team. We're running Mega T-Tar and Mega Floette. T-Tar is knockoff Rock Slide Low Kick. Low Kick is really there for coverage into things like King Gambit that are going to resist everything, and it's also a 100% accurate move into Incineroar, which is really nice. You could opt into a D-Dance set for this one. You do have the redirection, so kind of dealer's choice what you want to do there. Floette is just deal big fairy damage. So we've got Light of Ruin, Dazzling Gleam for spread, and Draining Kiss to recover your HP. yeah, if it does make contact, like we saw it miss Garchomp, that was fun. Corviknight, Brave Bird, Roost, Tailwind, Protect. It just sits there and it eliminates Sinistcha. It is something that's going to wall Venusaur as well. It is going to fall asleep to Venusaur, but that Brave Bird is just good damage. And as we've seen, holy cow, that thing doesn't die. Excadrill, Sandrush, Max Speed, Earthquake, Iron Head, Rock Slide. That Earthquake gets to fire off next to both Rotom and Corviknight without risking any damage. So that's a nice little tech there. And then Rock Slide it's the fastest thing. You can take out Charizards. Rotom, this is really what this team was designed around, was the core of Floette and Rotom. So Rotom, Will-O-Wisp being the fastest thing on the field, faster than Dragapult, is able to spread burns because Floette doesn't have physical defense, so that helps bolster the physical defense. And it also pairs really well with Corviknight and Excadrill and Sinistcha being able to still spread burns, redirect, and take that physical damage. And then Sinistcha is there as hospitality boost and redirection for Floette, trying to keep it alive and give it more HP. And these are the stats. So I will share that spread. You guys can grab a screenshot or whatever there. And then, yeah, we're going to share this battle team. So team ID in chat is CDH7 FHT4GF. Double check that. CDH7FHT4GF. Sweet. All right. There it is. Spreads. Team. Go wild, y'all. What do I have in my mailbox? Oh, rank up. Cool. And I've got to say, for VP being the sole in what am I trying to say? The sole currency in this game, it is really nice that you do get it pretty quickly. So I did do the membership and everything, so I'm kind of getting it faster than I think most people do. But still, I'm going through plenty of teams, plenty of builds. I think this is a really, really good system. That way you can focus on what you want to focus on. You don't have to focus on cosmetic specific things, item specific currency. It's just whatever you need to make your teams. You get to focus on whatever you want. Speaking of Floette, this one doesn't look too shabby for it. So I think a combination here. I'm liking Floette, Excadrill, T-Tar, and Sinistcha. Yeah, I think that'll do okay. We might just get run over by Charizard, Venusaur here, but that's why we got T-Tar in the back. I think that's best case scenario. Because they have to throw out Tailwind. We have Sinistcha in the back. Let's get greedy. We're going to Dazzling Gleam. And we're going to Iron Head. Let's force the Tailwind. Cool. Okay. I did not think the sash was on the Garchomp, but it's the invisible focus sash. Okay. You know, this just looks like a protect, and we're going to bring in Sinistcha here. Get our HP, and then this is, okay, great. And this is going to give me redirection support. Is this Venusaur? Fine. Not ideal. Figured that was going to be a weather ball, but all right. Bye, Sinistcha. Thanks for the health. Okay, so this brings in T-Tar. Question is, do you have sleep powder? I would assume you do. So you're sashed, you're not going down. Is this an obvious Garchomp switch? Yeah, we're just gonna go for it. And Rock Slide. Solar Beam! Forgot that there was no sun. Okay. Sleep powder, that's honestly, that's fine. Just make contact with this. Thank you. Okay, great. Okay. Oh, I don't think there was any reason for you to forfeit there. But okay, thank you. Running the team with Gyarados and Mega Delphox. In what spots are you looking at running Mega Delphox over the Rotom? And let's see, Gyarados. Yeah, give me a little bit more on what you're looking at switching out there. Because I know that Gyarados is really, really good, and Mega Delphox with Levitate is going to be a great something to put next to, what is that, Excadrill? Yeah, give me a little bit more info on what you're looking at there. I think that could be okay. I want to play with Mega Delphox too. I just wanted to do some Mega Floette stuff since this is the first time this has ever been available in a format, and it has been teased for a decade now. Do we feast with Mega Floette here? Boy, it feels like it. This feels like Excadrill, Floette, Sinistcha T-Tar. Man, is it even possible that I don't bring T-Tar? Because this feels like a really good Corviknight game too. Man, is this... Yeah, Rotom, Excadrill, Corviknight. I like it. I'm locking it in. We get to do big damage or spread burn with Rotom and just be the fastest thing on the field with a Mega Floette. Less fastest thing with Prankster Tailwind, but that's okay. Because they can't touch Corviknight. And yeah, I'm just gonna Volt Switch. I think that sounds great. Because we found out we can survive the Poison Jab from Garchomp, but I'd rather not risk it. Okay. Now we get to have a delayed Tailwind. Would change Rotom and Floette. Yeah, I think that's totally fine. Yeah, like I said, just playing around with Floette, but I think Mega Delphox is probably a better use on this team. And then you just get the Intimidate back. Protected, and so let's bring Floette back. Oh, look, another thing that can't touch Corviknight. Wow, what a game for Corviknight here. This feels greedy. I just think that we got poison moves going in there with Glamora sitting next to it. Garchomp isn't going to be earthquaking. It might Stomping Tantrum. We might have just given up Excadrill for nothing here. Well, yeah, that hurts. Okay, that's not gonna go well. Let's see, what's their Tailwind? Yeah, we're not offset by enough. Dang, that would have been a good roost time. There's nothing stopping them. Yeah, I think I need the double protect. If I get this, there's nothing stopping them from using Spiky Shield again. Wow. Okay. What are you doing? Okay. Hospitality. Got the double protect. Okay. All right. Well, we're not out of it. We're gonna have speed control this turn. I get to go back to full. They're out, and then we get to Brave Bird directly into this. Fishing for flinches. Do we think it's rough skin? It could be rough skin. I haven't megaed yet. Yeah. You know what? This whole time I thought I lost Rotom. I don't know what I've been doing. We're in a great spot. Great. Give me it. I'm just gonna Brave Bird down into that. Machagacha? Trick Room. Machagacha. Great. Okay, so this is a pretty free Tailwind and Will-O-Wisp into the Garchomp. I'm very obviously threatening that Sinistcha with a Brave Bird. I don't think they're going to stay in there and try and Trick Room. Yep, great. So here comes... This thing is doing way too much damage. We cannot hit a Will-O-Wisp onto a Garchomp to save our life right now. Okay, so we're going to Brave Bird and Will-O-Wisp into the Garchomp slot. This is going to cover for them switching into Sinistcha. It's just not going to cover from them protecting and then Power Gemming. But Power Gem isn't going to be able to do enough to take out Corviknight from here. Finally got a Will-O-Wisp. Okay, yeah, rough skin. So cannot Iron Head into it. There's the Power Gem. Okay, so what I'm thinking here, and this might be crazy, but if I Roost, I'm then resisting Power Gem. I'm potentially going down to a Stomping Tantrum if they throw it into this slot. I think it's worth it. Then we're just going to spread this over here. Because all I want at this point is I want Excadrill to come in with speed control. Great. Okay, so we have speed control for one more turn. This is going to force them to have to protect. Man, this is so dicey. Yeah, we're going for it. I'm going to Roost again. They have to protect here. And I get to do an Earthquake. Does that work? Man, this is so dicey. Yeah, so they're forced to protect. We get to do one more Roost. The danger here is they know that we have it, and they might be trying to go for this. Sweet. Got it. Okay. Fantastic. I get to do one more Tailwind, and now we are in a really, really good spot. First turn, you get to be out on the field. So now you finally get a Mega. 15 turns into this game. Okay, so the game plan here, we just need to get our speed control up one more time. It's time for Floette to start throwing down some damage once we get this up. Because here comes a Sludge Bomb, perfect. But now we're going to be the fastest thing after our Tailwind. And now our Corviknight gets to throw Brave Birds into that Sinistcha slot. We know it's enough to pick it up. And really, we're just trying to clear something out so we get to bring Excadrill in with speed control and just click Earthquakes. All right, so Brave Bird there. I'm content just Dazzling Gleaming. That'll cover for Garchomp switching back in. And honestly, we don't need that much damage coming out of Floette right now. Okay, that's fine. You can take the Floette. It's done its job. I can now very safely Brave Bird Earthquake with speed control. Man, this was a brutal one. All right, turns a Trick Room. Or the other one. Yeah, Earthquake plus Brave Bird picks up a 46% health Garchomp, right? Whew. Man, can they get the double? Okay. From the double, if they get that, we have enough. Yeah, we have enough HP. So what I need to do is not Brave Bird into the Spiky Shield. I need to Roost. Our Roost is going to go after our Earthquake, and we're going to be just fine. Went for the double, had to, failed, we got it. All right, I got dogs barking. I'm going to go see what they're at, and I will be back. All right, let's see if we can get into Ultra 2, and then I probably need to tap out for the night. Aerodactyl. Okay. Hey, did this... I haven't looked at Aerodactyl at all. Did they give it Skydrop again? If so, that would be really, really cool. And it is faster than Floette. It is not faster than Rotom. Rotom's looking really good here. This, unfortunately, might not be a Floette game. This is not looking like a Floette one. But it does look like a Corviknight game. So the unsung hero gets to come back. Or I guess at this point, very sung hero. I think I just double into the Gardevoir here. I think this is a pretty obvious fake out into the Excadrill spot, but I've been called on that Rotom before, and honestly, I don't really think it matters. That's fine. I don't want to bring T-Tar out yet, so we'll just bring out Corviknight. I would have brought T-Tar out if they hadn't faked out into the Excadrill. Oh, okay. And good to know that Gardevoir was slower because it was using Trick Room. Thought I got some information. Did not. But this is going to let us just gun down Gardevoir. Who else did you have in the back? Those are all fast Pokemon. This just feels like a pretty safe protect. Cool. Realized you messed up by setting up Trick Room. Gonna try and Flare Blitz, I assume, the Excadrill. Nice. Okay, well that's gonna change things a little bit from my end. I assume that was a parting shot coming out, but given that you're threatening that, we'll bring in Rotom. We'll resist any Hyper Voice. I don't expect this to do... I expect it to do over half. It's not going to pick up the one shot on Gardevoir. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. How many turns of Trick Room do we have left? 2? Because I'm thinking at this point, I'm the fastest thing on the field with Rotom, which gives me a slow Volt Switch out. Yeah, 2 turns. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to keep pressure on the Gardevoir. I'm assuming that's protecting, but this is going to give me a slow pivot out into the Incineroar. Yep. It's really nice. You get to sit in front of this and not have to worry about the knockoff coming out. Show me Charizard. Charizard Aerodactyl would be beautiful. Not that one. So this is a fairly obvious spot for our opponent to bring an Incineroar, but we do have knockoff, which I do like is an opportunity to get rid of that. Or do we just Rock Slide? Let's see. Okay, that's a leftover Sinistcha. We are still under Trick Room. I think I'm good to protect. Let's see where they bring in that. Bring in the Incineroar. I assume Gardevoir is coming out for Incineroar. Just really don't want to risk the burn onto T-Tar. Stayed in. Okay. I know we're going to do less damage here, but I do think that this... Oh, Rage Powder. Okay. That's fine. Let's say Brave Bird plus Sand Chip definitely picks up on Gardevoir, but that'll work too. And I am perfectly fine with this. We'll flip the turn order back, and this is going to give Corviknight the ability to roost. Incineroar. We just need Corv to live this hyper voice. It's going to be tight. No. Okay. Bummer. We'll knock off the Incineroar. Excadrill comes in. Does Excadrill come in? Yeah, Excadrill comes in. Do I call that he's going to fake something out and not protect? I'm okay with this turn. How many turns of Sandstorm? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Heck yeah. This team that I'm running right now is all shiny alphas from Champions too, except for the Sinistcha and the Floette. But like the 4 that we've got in right now. So I'm glad I was able to help you with all that. I enjoyed it. Ouch. Okay. This covers. What does this cover for? This doesn't cover for a lot. That sacks me if that's what they do. So we're just going to Thunderbolt instead. I wanted to be able to pivot into T-Tar if they didn't cover for that, but if I Volt Switch into Gardevoir, they Rage Powder, and then Gardevoir just uses Hyper Voice, I basically lose on the spot. Got it. Oh, this is going to be an Incineroar, and I don't really know what to do about that. Garchomp, okay. Yeah, without Corv, do I just lose this? Need to bring in T-Tar for the speed control. Although I think I just protected Excadrill. I think I'm playing tired here. Yeah, I already protected Excadrill. Yeah, that was bad. Okay. Not thinking. I needed to be an Iron Head into Sinistcha. Let's see. I mean, we get to just spam Earthquake, but so do they. Yeah, because they just bring in... At this point, I think we're just hoping for them to throw. I think they're just... Yeah, there's the Protect. Because now you can just Trick Room. And then Incineroar is the fastest thing. No, but there's Excadrill. Okay, we don't have any damaging moves left. Good game. All right. Rental code is in the chat. I'm honestly not sure how live streams work. I think this turns into a VOD, so if that's the case, I'm gonna pin that in a comment below so that we've got all that set up. But thank you all for joining. This was fun. Got to show off some Floette. Didn't quite make it to Masters, but we are pushing it up into Ultra. So catch y'all later.